value in this game at being able to delay whatever Weibo want to go for. Final pick coming in for the mid laner, and it is going to be Xiaohu on this Ahri. A fair amount of damage here. I'm worried here for Weibo. They're not going to have for Weibo a teleport from inside of the pit.
Tien. Oh, that got way too close. 22 HP, doesn't have Crescent Guard. Seismic shove into the depth charge. Down goes Tien, but Crisp going to be traded out as well. The curtain call going to come out. Shots hitting here from Light. It's Xiao who has to use the Viego comp. You play for him as that win con. You're seeing it now in this top side. His cube sets up the Death Rush into the Heartbreaker. The stun's layering so well again from WE.
Wave. If they don't get it on this push, they'll get it on the next one. They're probably going to give this up. I mean, look at Taeyu now, even defending the top side jungle.
Into the Seismic shove again. The CC layering so on point from WE out the gate. Tien burning flash just to survive. Weibo asleep at the wheel right now in this opening bout.
And they gave
Slayer done at this point. It's just so hard to match the raw damage he brings. And his trusty duo Vampires finding more engages here. Does he need a charm here from Xiaohu? Tien going to go in for the engage without his Crescent Guard. They're trying to set up the curtain call for Light, but it does fall short. Vampire gets away before the third and fourth shot come across. And now we see a cancel on the crash down Crisp onto Cube. He's holding his might against 3 members of Weibo on the top of your screen. Finally has to flash away, gets back under his turret, doesn't miss the big time slam, so Light gets a clutch kill. But where is Tien? My guy is homeless in the enemy jungle, just trying to buy time, but Vampire goes in audaciously on his own, so it ends up being a trade. Does get Monkey his reset, steps away from the charm, but Taeyu just standing on an equalizer, my friend. Burns down to breathe, and everything's starting to fall apart, but Monkey can he rescue it? No! One auto short from killing off Crisp. That's 4 kills back.
Still being an even trade, all things considered. Now we're back to live.
And Tien's just caught in front of Monkey, but the Dilly Flourish does land despite the Shroud. Monkey goes down to start off the fight. That is paramount for WBG's win. Chris going to trade himself out in front of Karis and Taeyun. Can they win the fight with these low health bars? Knocking down Q first. Deadly Flourish going to land from Light once more. The body block of the zombie gets Vampire just enough space to escape. Charm going to land. Taeyun immediately going to cleanse that one back out of the side. Flicks back Xiaohu into the piercing arrow of Taeyun.
Getting kills onto Monkey. They're forcing summoner spells off of WE, and they're slowing the game down.
Karis, flash, Deadly Flourish just goes wide. Light still hunting with those, trying to get that 4th shot, gets the Q, hits a crit shot, knockup lands. Light is dancing on WE, wheeling Weibo back into it.
Oh, we're not done. Monkey's stepping forward, brother.
We're not done at all. Monkey's caught. The Heartbreaker won't save him back.
Objective. So now Weibo get multiple kills in trade. They get Karis' flash as well as the cleanse from Taeyun and the second dragon of the game. The early game that we were so happy to see Taeyun can never join in. Again, stuck in the forever fight. We got to keep going.
Forever fight, no way out. Here comes the Silent Ultimate. They do get the flick back on Tien, pops the Crescent Guard. He's going to try and finish off the Rift Herald. Taeyun has to flash away from Xiaohu. Charm coming his way. Now everyone's stuck in the meat grinder. Crisp goes down first. Curtain call off to the side. Light is protected. Firing away these shots. Hits the third one to find the...
Finishing his second item here. But like you had mentioned before this fight, Light is starting to pick up more.
Delaying the inevitable as Chris charges forward with that Ghost of the Unsealed Spellbook. Keep an eye on Xiaohu on the top side as Chris immediately goes for the snap engage. Layers the equalizer beautifully. Taeyun can't move. He's stun locked and everything falls in place for Weibo. That's the snap engage. That's why you bring Chris back to Weibo to find fight wins.
We had questions as to how Chris was going to look on this roster. I think right now we could say going over to Weibo, where WE, they can't staunch the bleeding and they cannot slow this game down in a meaningful fashion.
And this is the spot that Weibo have found a lot of their success. You talked about it with long lanes. You see more of these turrets. Willing to give this soul point Drake here, or Chris is going to try and lead them through blind once more. This time Vampire's going to interrupt them into the Seismic shove. They're holding Chris in place, so he can't even get a crash down off. Boom goes the Dynamite. Down goes Chris. Dragon picked up by Monkey. Xiaohu tries to weave his way back in, but doesn't land the charm. Curtain call's going to come out here, but WE have no reason to fight.
That jockeying over mid-prio right now. Weibo backed up against the wall here next to this Baron. And I actually like this pick here for Xiaohu. He has the Horizon focus, so he can reveal a ton of targets if he just lands a charm or lands a max range Q up against their opponents. They're looking.
Xiaohu, he dashes right into Vampire. Spring Tiger served up easily on a platter. Xiaohu scratching his head goes down, and now Light's getting knocked up by the Scion. Has to flash himself back out. Crisp as well trying to get away from dodge. Tien, his Crescent Guard is down, and next will be his health bar. Taeyun picks up the kill. Weibo Xiaohu just gifted WE a Baron.
Oh, Monkey's going for more. Monkey wants it.
Flash, dash, kill. 1,000 gold shutdown. Gets the reset. Monkey Mania on the Rift. Can he get out from the turret? Yes. Back over the wall. No. Breathe will cut him down, but Monkey has cut Weibo down to size.
Opens up an area for WE to finally fight back in this game.
I need to see this replay because you called it.
It's going to turn into a dragon here for WE. Is this the critical moment? Is something that we'll have to come back and visit as this game goes forward. Is this the moment we get to see WE turn the corner and get back into an advantageous position where they can potentially win out on this game? Or is it merely a stopgap measure here for Weibo? Finally, more turrets getting traded as WE start to knock on some of these structures.
One thing you were definitely looking out for this now, it nearly takes care and breaks open the base of Weibo. At some point, we've got to make a play here to stop the bleeding. Karis will make the first call at the Weaver's Wall, gets the side stuff, flip back. Karis serves up Tien for all of WE, but they can't get the kills over just yet. Xiaohu tries to dash to the back line, gets the charm onto Karis, but Chris dies first, and now the stuns start layering. The Talia canceling out all the dashes. Karis canceling out the hopes and dreams of Weibo as Monkey flies on in, but it's cool and calm. He's got the GA, and he's covered by the rest of WE, as they will not drop a single member, and they sure as hell won't drop game one.
There it is. That's a triple kill, and that's going to be the end of the game. WE, they were suffering. They took too many fights in the middle of it and somehow wrestle the victory back from Weibo.
A great comeback, a torrential run to end this game at 30 minutes. But boy, a game that definitely doesn't inspire confidence for either one of our squads, but still nonetheless, a 1-0 lead for Team WE.
Surprisingly enough, despite some of the mistakes, now as WE, our question, when you look at this composition, what is it, Monkey, that you've been waiting for? A Nefiri on 5. This is not the same Nefiri that we saw take over in split number 2.
50-50 looming, but Weibo are going to respect the vision control WE have, and the Dragon will be picked up at 1 HP. Try and brute force their way back through as they now set up Cube for a flank of his own.
Light can't get into this fight, and Bessa misses.
Yep, Breathe completely whiffs, and that ult is really going to sink Weibo as now it's the route back through for WE. They have Tien forced up against the wall. He has to flash out. Luckily for Weibo, they get 2 of the grubs before they have to burn some summoners.
Cube is going to have a massive flank here. Monkey!
All right, not what he's expecting on the other side of that blast code. Tien going to smite with that execute like you talked on the Pantheon to get the scuttle, but it comes at a cost if they can get the perfect execute. Glacial Prisoner isn't going to stun up Karis enough. Tien does not have the E to break the wall, and it's a Monkey to break the back. Damage. Just recipe for success when it comes to WE, and now they're getting the fruits of war. This bot wave, as both bottom laners are still trying to use that limited range to find a bit of a fight here as Monkey gets back out first. Exhaust comes across. Chris's shield is going to be broken soon. The heal for the speed up. The culling into Vampire's face will easily chop down on it like breakfast. Feats of warfare secured by Monkey. The re-engage for Vampire. He still wants more, and Light sees Monkey fly halfway across the screen with Karis to execute on the turn. Can the Sand Soldiers get the kill? Yes, they get one back on the Monkey, but Karis is able to bounce back. Can Tien find the point-click stun over? Breathe flashes forward, but now Cube gets to hold the front line at bay. Xiaohu just a little bit too low to ever try and compete in this fight, but there's the stun layer. Taeyu's gonna go back forward. The Vampire flashes after Xiaohu finds the kill. Can Breathe find the trade? Taeyu is dancing around in the public execution with the chains layered on the Aatrox. No! Taeyu's gonna fall, and now we're into a 2-on-2. Cube's running out of World Ender. Karis is waiting on cooldowns. Doesn't have the HP bar, and Chris is here to try and save the play that he was picked off on.
Vampire's coming!
But Cube is still healing, still thriving, and now Vampire's back. It's the never-ending fight until WE slam the door on Weibo. Down falls Tien to give them 5 kills. Unless he flashes away, but the headbutt pulverized. There it is. 5 kills.
WE. Multiple kills here for the solo lanes, and the shutdown onto Monkey needs to step up for his team.
Weibo still have access to this Grand Starfall that we haven't seen used, by the way. 19 minutes in, the post-execution has been used a lot. Karis gets thrown into the air. The alley-oop dunk down from the Spring Tiger is pristine. Karis doesn't even get to use a single ability.
There it
And
is.
here comes the Grand Starfall into the backline. Taeyun, you are marked for death. Can Light get close enough, though? That's a good headbutt coming across from Vampire. Gets the stun
Look at
across.
Cube.
Chris goes down in the front line to Cube, who's just holding all the damage dealers at bay, mocking on them, daring them to chase down their AD carry. And now, all of a sudden, WE have another man advantage. They don't have a jungler. Wei won't even try and contest this dragon. WE will just not or get out. And right now, WE are finding success playing through Monkey, who's onto the Otacon. He's going to come right off of it with that slippery interference. Just go after the free kill that is Chris. Glacial Fissure gets the shield up, but still, Monkey will follow. Get the first reset with a stun steel layer. Monkey's going to go down. Light gets that kill picked up. Into the backline goes Breathe. The knockups are coming across the board.
Look at Cube.
Shuts down Breathe. Cube able to provide so much space on this
It's going to be the Alistar. Now it's going to be Cube. How much more can they get from the side of Team WE?
Vampire knows it. Tien doesn't have the health bars to compete here. They'll lean on the range of Xiaohu and get an assist from Otacon, getting a ton of damage onto Taeyun.
Tien can Grand Star fall back.
Yeah, that's a great point. I think WE really want this Otacon to reset, I would think, because Monkey is running back over. Who gets here first, the Pantheon or the Nefiri? It's got to be Monkey. WE just burned the Otacon before the ult comes across here, and
gone.
they will. Otacon secured. Where is the Grand Starfall? Where are the support coming through for Weibo? That's a great Emperor's Divide to shut Monkey away from the backline, but now WE, they just don't have to fight. Just run away with your Otacon. That spear's got to hurt, though. Vampire gets the first kill. Breathe. Public Execution not available just yet to dash through. Cube has the World Ender. Flash forward for Breathe, but Taeyun gets out. All of WE gets out with the Otacon highway robbery.
All right, but how much more can Weibo actually get from this? It's going to be some jungle camp stolen, a turret.
Out of this fight. Now you have to deal with Karis, though. Spotted out in the brush by Breathe. They're going toe for toe, throwing blow after blow. Vampire going to try and frontline here. They just need to get Monkey to secure the dragon. If they drop a couple members, it won't really matter. But where is Tien? Can he get the dragon?
Monkey's
yes!
out!
It gets down to 200 HP, and the dragon is secured. Weibo with a lifeline, cutting off a huge win con for WE. And now they're going to chase down the kills. The Grand Starfall comes across, but the stun is interrupted. Tien will take Vampire instead of Cube. And Taeyun and Cube, they're going to try and huddle up around their tier 1 turret, but that's not safe enough when Breathe is running it down from the brush. Taeyun goes down without trading out Light. Cube will fall to the Sand Soldiers. Here comes the Weibo Cup.
There it is. You see it in the bottom there. Xiaohu with the most amount of damage in that fight. Just WE on different pages. Monkey is sending it onto different members of Weibo, and Weibo just decide, let's finish the objective. Gone now. And this could be another turret here falling. Again, 2 grubs here for Weibo. If they ever decide to back off, there's another fight that ends up getting picked. Maybe someone else gets caught. Potentially a Xiaohu because of the legacy, because of the role he's going to have to play on Sazir. Crisp does survive. This is just a turret here for Cars. Has a teleport behind.
Coling, not really going to get much damage, but yeah, Breathe has set the trap. Going to spring it now with the Grand Starfall. It's layered well, but Taeyun's going to flash away from public execution. Chris gets out of dodge. Taeyun goes down, and now Cube has nobody to really help him hold the front line because Vampire is far too low. WE spiraling on the back foot, and Weibo are looking to capitalize at the Baron Pit.
All right, Vampire, he has no HP. Is he going to look for a teleport swap back? Either way, it's going to be a numbers advantage here for Weibo. They can grab this Baron.
Oh my god, Monkey! Caution to the wind, dives in first, headstrong, and boy, does it fall flat. Weibo read him like a book, and boom goes the dynamite. Weibo in control, and the Baron, their crown jewelling prize.
Weibo have bought themselves back into the series, back into this game. The likelihood we see a game 3 is only continuing to grow here. Vampire, you're just doing cardio, man. You're just visiting the Baron Pit area. You're a tourist right now in this side of the map. You're going to go back home, and that is going to be Baron. Confirmed for Weibo.
3 items deep on this Azir that we talked about at so much range. WE going for the same play they always have, which is going after Chris. Survives and thrives. There's their Emperor's Divide to stop Karis going to the backline. This time they do execute Chris, and the Dragon is picked up. Breathe goes in the backline with the public execution, but he gets knocked up by Vampire. Monkey goes back in, but falls flat once more. Stun lock on to Taeyun from Tien. The executes of these assassins through WE just aren't hitting the same.
That's it. That's the game right there. Weibo have fought way too many times in this series right now, and they are making it count here versus Team WE. See how many tricky antics Cars can get up to. That's a spear shot right to the back. And that'll just
right
end
here.
the game on the spot here. If the Nexus doesn't explode in the next 2 minutes, it's not all too concerning, as Weibo have absolutely gone to the point where their carries are in a really defining position. Light and Xiaohu standing side by side with Baron still at their backs for the next 35, and now 2 dragons that they've been able to grab for themselves.
Welcome back to another episode of What the Hell is Vampire Doing? As well on this bot side. Dia gonna flash under the turn and just kill him off. Or straight up throw. Misposition from Weibo. Breathe is not about to do that. Going after Vampire. Giving 2 ults for this Alistair, who is served up the side of Fries. So, but at this point, you know, burning those ultimates really just provides more value to knock down some of these standing turrets and get waves pressed up against WE's base. Like you mentioned, the gold lead wasn't big. It's important to remember that they had that 3K gold lead 3-0 up in Dragons and with Otacon buff as well on top of all of that. Baron in about 25 seconds. Feels impossible for W to ever go for that. And then after that, a 3rd straight Infernal Drake to deny that win con that we thought was so free for WE not too long ago. It's going to take a real Hail Mary, and they're going to have to risk their base just getting opened up on its own, WER, if they want to try and contest this Baron.
Even if, you know, it's the funny thing, even if WE get the dragon, depending on how that fight ends out, that could just be the end of the game. And Tien, I mean, he has flash, he's ready for that combat shot, he's looking for it, they want it.
Oh, but Breeze's teleport was the real killer blow there. Tien doesn't even have to commit that flash, and Monkey down. Do you need any bigger of an assurance that this Baron is going Weibo's way? I don't think so. Oh.
They don't care about the Baron right now. This is all for this dragon. Chris.
Seen this before. Just going after Chris, burning so much on top of him. Taeyun has Breathe right in his grill, and that is a sore sight to see for WE fans. Breathe hasn't killed him off just yet, but it doesn't matter because behind him, all of WE crumble, and we're not going to need Baron. We're not going to need another dragon. We're going to need a Game 3 to wrap up our day in the LPL.
Okay. Good spot here from Weibo. They bounce back a game that looked really shaky in the early game. You gotta think about the stylistic mismatch there, where both of these teams are not early game focused. Great comeback here from Weibo in game number 2.
Great game, Tien and Light, to really stabilize what was, again, such a...
Don't think that they're a particularly clean team when it comes to their setups. I think we saw that in both of their games. They're very aggressive, and Smolder wants this game to be really slow, but I'm looking at this from Weibo's side.
Settle into these lanes. Junglers with interesting clears on both sides, mirroring on both sides as Vampire classic level 1 wants to throw hands. Gonna flash forward to get the stun back over, and Crisp is down.
So Vampire TP's right back out and is able to apply pressure all across this map.
The Vampire effect is just flying.
Light from they're trapping him under this turret now. Monkey will get spotted as level 6 here. They want to see if they can make this happen. I think this is fake, guys.
There's the cleanse too, so both ways to stop any damage coming through for Light. Flashes away from the turret, but Monkey gonna bap him down with the staff. Tien was thinking about vault break here and give WE control of that wave, and they'll work their way back down towards the river, but we're still ways away from any real big neutral objectives to come out. And that's where WE just kind of thrive on trying to force fight behind Vampire. Bomb drop through between worlds. They're going after Tien. Breathe cannot hold this Aurora in place. But the Season 6 knockup is going to make sure that Vampire is traded. Jungler for support. Definitely a win for WE is Weibo getting chased off of this river. Cube not going to have enough damage without that between worlds to kill off Breathe. So a trade comes across, but WE defeats a Warfare secure.
This is really smart here from WE, not only by picking up that kill. Karis should be fine. He has a lot of movement speed. He's going to flash. Xiaohu can flash as well. He's waiting for his E-charge.
There it is.
Trapped under his turret, and Weibo get first access into the river.
Here they go. They have the ward on the dragon. They know how low it is, but Monkey secures it. Vampire the engaged target. Monkey gets back on the wall with the Tricksters. Vampire commits his flash. Tien gonna follow with the cease and desist at about max range. Flash forward comes across for Breathe between worlds down. Monkey gets out with the Cyclone.
What are they doing?
Because Crisp is limping away. Tien's on the wrong side of the Krugs wall. This is just a catastrophe. Weibo not on the same page, grasping at straws, trying to find these kills to fight back, but WE are prepared. Let's see if they can chase down any more of these kills with the Aurora damage. Breathe.
Something of the like. So WE, they're starting up this Herald. Oh,
it's
just
just
barely missing.
WE. They're just always fighting, and Xiaohu is completely caught out way too far up that lane. It's the nice solo kill
Here
point.
for Weibo to look for something. They're going to go for a dive onto this Silas. There's no minion wave
Wave's
now.
already cut down. Breathe is taking up the turret. He's going to go all out. Karis flashes back. Exhaust comes across, but the turret's really ramping up and nearly takes out Crisp. Karis tries to at least catch one of the stragglers back out, but it's monumental he survives 1v3. What is this teleport? Are they really going 1v4? All right, well, Karis is dead, but this costs so much for WE, and it's still taking time. Karis is still alive.
Oh my god, no way!
He might even get saved by Vampire. How is Karis alive?
And Taeyun's now here to pick up farm. I mean, Monkey's on the way. This could be a huge win.
Oh my god, this is just chaos. And somehow Taeyun gets locked up through all of that, walks straight into Tien, dies, Monkey trades out Breathe. Somehow Karis is not the one to die. Between Worlds comes across from Cube, gets a huge amount of the Aurora damage, dipping and dodging, waiting for his cooldowns to come back up, but even he gets locked up in the ground so well, and the Scythe comes out from Light to knock him down. Xiaohu flashing forward, gets the laser down. Karis won't drop, but he will to the TNE. Somehow.
And what looks like Karis doing the impossible now nets Weibo 4 kills. The kill onto the
off, yes, they will. Turret still doesn't fall, but like you called out, inside track towards this river. Vampire gets the engage on the Xiaohu, steals the solar flare. They get all the ultimates layered on, but Xiaohu is just ignoring all this damage. Monkey finally flashes in with the Cyclone to secure the kill. But Karis is trying to protect Taeyun on the front side. The fight goes right back over the wall. Vampire flashing, trading places with his front line. Can WBG capitalize on some of these bad positions? No, because Cube is dodging and diving out. Tien flashing forward.
No.
Finally, the Sivir is starting to reel and rip through WE. 3 kills back over to Light, a triple kill, and Vampire the only one to leave to tell the tale.
What the hell, WE? Just slow down the game. We don't need to be throwing it at this advantage. You already have 2 dragons. The fact that you are playing a smolder composition, you got the first 2 dragons of the game, is a miracle by every single standard of measurement. You should be saying, okay, we got one of the grubs, we have feats of strength, we have the first 2 dragons of the game. We are chilling on the scaling. We do not need to be giving Weibo ways back into this game to give them gold. Just wait for 40, please.
Vampire half HP. Monkey no way to get in for the Octagon. Picked up by Weibo.
Weibo just take this so fast.
WE trading first track around the Baron pit.
On this side lane, Karis, take this turret. Pings are coming on out. Get your gold. See if you can get some global gold so that Taeyun can finish this 3rd item.
Well, Weibo are going to call the bluff onto the Baron, and now I don't think Karis can go for that turret push. He's got to find a way to TP in. Xiaohu playing protector on the front line as they're going to snap engage on the Monkey with the cease and desist. Gets the Cyclone down. That turret is taken on the bot side, but Monkey does not get out. Xiaohu executes him, and Mom cannot save Taeyun on the trade kill. 5v4 for Weibo. Definitely hurting. Still a spot where Taeyun can go nuclear in this one. Karis will not go for the tier 2 on the bot side. He's going to recall and teleport himself back in.
This is dangerous. This is so dangerous right now. One, Vampire could have it, Smite doesn't have it, but Taeyun.
Oh my god, Cube, he gets pulled out of between worlds by the all-out. Breathe gets an exhaust thrown on his head. The Baron down below 3k. Are we really gonna Smite fight for this? There's charms coming down. Who's gonna get the chaos? It's Tien that picks up the Baron. In the middle of it all, Breathe able to execute Vampire, Cube, and Taeyun. He waits many bouncing blades from Light. And now they've got to run for the hills. Karis is trying to cover him, but down goes Cube. Taeyun, maybe the next to fall here as Karis is trying to body block forward, but Light is getting closer and closer. Good spell shield, throws the Q out. Down goes Karis. It's Taeyun trying to run desperately back to Mom, but all he finds is a fist to the face. Baron, ace, maybe series, done and dusted for Weibo.
Oh my god, WE, we just needed to slow it down. You can give them the Baron. That's the best part about this, is you can give them the Baron, but squeeze them for as much as possible. Monkey now, he's caught out. Slayer, take a break, man. I'm so baffled by WE, and with Baron, with 2 grubs and a Sivir, doesn't look like they're gonna end. They're gonna instead take the inhibitor, but WE may have...
It's the ugly side of the WE aggressive play style, is that sometimes they just throw all logic out. And fighting for a Baron without your jungler getting picked off, it's just a head scratcher. And WE are going to have a lot to learn from this series because this series is over, folks. The Baron push is coming on 2 waves. They've got the inhibitors down. Cube gets a bounty tier in the top lane tier 2, but Nexus turrets are under fire.
Ain't no way.
Xiaohu eats up a solar flare for nothing. A hijack chaos storm as well. Nexus turret number 1 is going down. WE, now's when you decide to play slow. Now's when they're fearful. It's too late to play this way. You've got to defend your Nexus before it explodes and the series disappears like the wind. One more Nexus turret down. Tien's flashing after Taeyun, who does drop down onto Bomb, but Light has a GA even if he drops from all this damage, but he won't even relent. Taeyun thrown to the back towards the fountain, the courtesy of Tien. That series is done and dusted. WE could have had it in a sweep game 2, but they're the only ones to blame, and Weibo will capitalize on it to pick up their 2nd series win of Group Ascent.
Screw it. We'll take that, boys. If you're a Weibo fan, we take those. You need every win you can get in this split right now with how Weibo have been looking. And it took a little bit for them to come online in every single one of these games. But WE snatched defeat from the jaws of victory, man. Twice! 2 games in a row of doing this stuff.
Twice.
It's the duality, though. Live and die by Monkey. Live and die by how aggressive this team is going to look. And